he couldn't draw a crowd of 200 people. And the reason why is because he was boring. He was a disorganized candidate. It was a joke. But if you can draw a crowd in Westchester on a cold Friday night when there's high school football all around you and you still pull it off, that is significant. And, of course, that's what happened. And then last night I saw in Pennsylvania where he had a crowd of 30,000, again, near Philadelphia. And the latest poll from Pittsburgh shows that state dead even, which is also remarkable. Good remarkable. And I just think Mitt Romney has all the momentum. And if you have the momentum going into Election Day, that is really important. I've been around a little bit, folks, and lots of political campaigns. And I can tell you right now that there have been countless races where I've seen somebody down 10 points, 15 points, and you see the race just get closer and closer, close and close, and then bingo, they win. And they win at the finish line. And I really do think when you look at all the analysis of independent voters, when you look at the analysis of the absentee voters, who's already voted, when you look at the analysis of enthusiasm, so forth and so on, it all points to a Romney victory. And we can only be so lucky if that were to happen. I mean, I'm going to go ahead, and I've always said if you vote for Obama, you're stupid. And I thought to myself over the weekend as I attended an NAACP event where my friend Jerome Bowles asked me to sponsor and go, and I did. And I thought to myself, well, most of the people in this room are going to vote for Barack Obama, and many of them are my friends, so I thought, well, I shouldn't use that word stupid. That's too harsh because I got a lot of friends who are going to vote for Barack Obama, and I don't want to call them stupid. So I've decided that I'm going to call them, well, some people that are going to vote for Obama are stupid, but many are naive. I mean, just absolutely naive, blinded. I mean, just beyond blinded, or stupid, or they're dependent. I mean, they're so dependent upon it, they just have to have Barack Obama because they fear they don't have a chance at all unless they got Barack Obama and they're handing out some money left and right. It really doesn't make any sense to me, but there you have it. Military deaths. Sad report. We had that Lance Corporal Charles New, a Harrison Marine, who survived 4 roadside bombings. Died in his sleep at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina last Sunday. The 23-year-old Miami town native was a graduate of Harrison High School. His visitation was over the weekend and his funeral, and he's going to be buried with full military honors at Miami Town Cemetery. Also, we lost Army Corporal Alex Domian, 21, Richfield Springs, New York, and Navy Petty Officer 2nd Class Matthew G. Cantor, 22, Gillette, New Jersey. So we lost some soldiers. And, of course, we're going to cover everything today. We're going to cover the news. We're going to cover the upcoming race. And we will also cover football from the weekend. What do you think of the football of the weekend, Garrett?
Great games yesterday. Your Cowboys, though, last night.
My Cowboys always find a way to lose.
I know.
Jason Garrett should be fired.
Don't you think Romo is horrible like I do?
Yes.
I don't see how they could keep him in there. He doesn't win big games.
No.
And he's been doing it now for 4 or 5 years.
They ought to dump Romo, fire Garrett. Jones ought to fire himself for letting it all happen.
At least Jones, though, the difference between Jones and Mike Brown is that Jones wants to win.
Exactly.
You can tell he's actually passionate about it.
Exactly. Denise, did you tailgate last night or yesterday, or did you actually make it into the stadium?
I didn't make it to either one, so I had work I had to get to.
A long night Saturday night then, huh?
No, actually I didn't. I went and sat with a friend that has her foot up. She didn't have a TV. She couldn't watch LSU play, so she's like, I need a TV. So I had to take her a TV. Her TV broke. Oh. So I hung out with her. That's all I did.
That's what pals are for. TVs. By the way, I called that into that game. When LSU was coming down there, I said, whether they get a field goal or not, you watch. Alabama's going to drive down here.
Yeah, I know. I was pulling for LSU. I wanted the upset, but
I was pulling for Alabama.
But yesterday, I mean, the Bengals actually played football yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know. They did. Now,
Losing,
come on, it was a good
football.
game. It was a good game.
News bulletin, everybody. The Bengals played football yesterday.
They
So we
did.
should
They didn't just show up.
So
They
Bengals
played.
fans should just be happy that they only lost by
Oh, come on,
10,
guys.
You know the
7,
best
8?
coaches in the NFL are people like Conklin from New York, who gets raging mad when they win. Or Tomlin from Pittsburgh. I mean, lose.
Yeah.
Tomlin when they lose. Conklin when they lose. They don't go out there and say, well, they are madder than hell when they lose.
What Denise just said defines Bengals fans. They're happy just to be in the game.
Not
They're
me.
happy to just
They're
be in the
happy to
game.
be
I
down there
agree.
and
It's
tailgate.
about winning.
I don't care. I used to live and die by the
Trust me.
Bengals, and it's not worth it.
When my clients, when we win, they're happy. When they lose, they try to blame me.
They don't say, "Oh, hey, good job though, Bulldog.
Yeah, good job, Bulldog.
Thanks for trying."
They want you to win.
It's
Good
a
effort.
mother's perspective. What do you want me to do?
Ugh. How about the Irish? Escaped.
The Irish come back.
Escaped, Pitt.
You know
That's a
what? Every team goes undefeated has to win a game like that.
You're right.
Or two. It's just the way it is.
You just kind of wish it
And
wasn't
that
like
was
Pitt.
after the Oklahoma game.
Yeah, that's true.
Denise, do you have a traffic report at this stage of the game on Monday?
Well, actually, I do. There's an accident westbound on the Norwood Lateral at Paddock. So, other than that, everything moving okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we're going to roll. I got a full report today, including the NAACP dinner, which was fun. It really was kind of fun. What else do we have today as far as birthdays? Do we have any good birthdays today? Birthdays today. Brian Adams, 53, the rocker.
Wow.
Tilda Swinton, 52. Ugliest actress in Hollywood. Sorry, Tilda. Kris Jenner, the biggest in Hollywood, 57. I could be married to Kris Jenner.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Bill Walton is 60. Art Garfunkel, the tall, lanky, ugly afro one of the Simon and Garfunkel gang, is 71. Ike Turner, the spousal beater-upper.
Whoa. Ike.
It's also known as Gunpowder Day or Guy Fawkes Day. You know what that was all about?
I had no idea.
Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament by putting dynamite underneath it. And they caught him.
So we named a day after him?
Huh?
We named
Yep.
a day after him?
Named the day after him.
Interesting.
Today in history, the first post office was set up in the colonies in Massachusetts. U.S. women's rights advocate Susan B. Anthony voted for Ulysses S. Grant. 1935, Parker Brothers launched the game of Monopoly.
Great game.
Yes, it was. We got some other campaign stuff, but who cares? 2 hours after Davey Johnson resigned in 1997, he was named the American League Manager of the Year. That's messed up, man. Davey Johnson, we had him, and Marge Schott didn't like him because he lived with a woman out of wedlock.
Really?
Did you know that?
She didn't like that?
That's why Davey Johnson got canned by the Reds.
Wow.
He was living in sin.
Where's Davey now?
Nationals.
That's
Yeah,
right.
The
Yeah,
Nationals,
yeah.
baby, right
Yeah.
there. Boy, he's aged. He was a
Yeah,
good
he
little
has.
second baseman for the Orioles before he became a manager. All right, we come back. We're going to cover some pop culture. A lot going on. I heard a report about Charlie Sheen getting all coked up and prostituting again.
Charlie
Boy,
back
that's
at
a
it?
shocker. Charlie Sheen's back at it. Here's for your listening pleasure some Ringo on Class X Radio. Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. My ear. I got a pretty good movie review for you. Argo. I highly recommend Argo. I went to see Argo, and Argo was outstanding. And let me tell you something about Argo. Argo involved the CIA getting out of Tehran 6 hostages. Well, they weren't hostages. The 6 people that were smart enough to leave the Iranian embassy before it was taken over and we had hostages held. And Ben Affleck played the guy that got him out. But let me tell you something. I'm going to give a big old compliment to Jimmy Carter The third worst president in the history of the United States.
You're going to give him a compliment.
A compliment.
Okay.
This was an operation that was all United States. And the CIA in the United States gave all the credit to Canada so that there would not be retaliation on us with our hostages and the United States. And it could have benefited Jimmy Carter because, we all know about the helicopter crash in the desert and everything else. If he would have bragged about it, but he didn't. And at the end of the movie, there's a little narration from Carter about it. Now, think about the difference between that and Barack Obama wanting to brag about killing bin Laden and all the national security secrets that we lost if they would have kept their mouth shut and acted like bin Laden was still alive and all the additional information that would have came in. But no, Barack Obama. God, I cannot stand the guy. In pop culture, Jessica Simpson's father is denying the marriage fell apart because he's gay. I just got to say one thing. When you're having to deny you're gay, it really sucks.
That means somebody out there thinks that you're gay.
I know. And that really sucks, man.
He did always come
I am
off
not gay,
to me
Darren. I'm
as-
telling you right now, I'm not gay.
Dog. He kind of looks gay, so it wouldn't surprise me.
He's gay. Top earning deceased musicians for 2012.
Let me guess him. Michael Jackson.
145 million. You are correct.
Jeez.
Wow.
How many are there? Top 5?
3.
3. Top 5.
I'll give you a hint for the third one. Second one should be easy. Elvis, man.
I was going to say Elvis. I really was.
55 million.
Third one's got to be.
The third one, I got to give you a hint. Come on, Mon.
Come on, Mom.
Marley.
Oh,
Marley.
Marley.
Bob
yeah,
Marley. You would never got that one.
I would. Well, once you did. I was thinking Amy Winehouse, too.
Remember the Donald Trump offer of $5 million charity for Barack Obama?
Yes.
Mark Cuban has offered $2 million for Trump to shave his head for charity.
I like that.
Can you
That's a
imagine
good
how
one,
that
man.
comb over would work?
Although, Cuban is for Obama. So let's jackwagon.
Yeah, you're a jackwagon Cuban.
We'd like to work for you and have all your money, but you're still a jackwagon.
I love Cuban, though, because he's such a fan about his team.
Yep.
Like, you talk about an owner that wants to win.
Will Ferrell cut a video for the Obama campaign saying he would eat garbage or help people move furniture just for them to place their vote for Obama.
Really?
You know what? Will Ferrell, I like you as a comedian, but your politics suck.
Hi, I'm Will Ferrell, comedian, actor, founder of Facebook, and I will do anything to get you to go out and vote on November 6th. I'm not kidding. Hungry? How about a home-cooked meal? Hope you like angel hair pasta. You need a guy to help you move a couch? Done. I've even got my own van. If you agree to vote in this year's election, I will personally give you a tattoo. Fair warning, I do not know how to draw. I'll do a dance just for you.
It's funny.
That was just a taste. If you want the full buffet, you're gonna have to vote. If you vote, I'll eat anything you tell me to. Garbage, hair, human toenails, underpants, whatever. I'll do it. I'm serious. I'll do anything to get you to vote. I'll punch myself in the face. I don't care. Whatever it takes. Just go to the polls on November 6th and vote. Vote Obama. It's a slam dunk.
Politics are off. He's funny.
He is
Oh, my
funny.
gosh.
Christy Alley confesses that John Travolta was the love of her life, and it took everything she had not to run off and get married with the Look Who's Talking star in 1989.
God.
It took everything she had.
I'm sure he didn't want to.
I wonder when if he laid on their bed, if he did the Travolta then.
Do you think
Hey, Christy, hey, I'm going to spread my legs here a little bit. Hey, can you help me out here?
If he was the love of her life, why wouldn't she have run off then?
Great point.
Because he
Denise.
doesn't want her, I bet. Do you think Kirstie
Well,
Alley's
maybe he
attractive?
doesn't now.
Christy Alley looks like a lizard.
Even
lizard?
Even when she was skinny.
Even when she's skinny, she looks like
Skinny
a lizard.
Kirstie Alley.
Really?
Christy Alley, lizard.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd want her now? I'm kind of thinking not.
I don't know. Is she big now? Is she big again?
No, she's not big. She's
flipped-
a freaking house.
But she flip-flops. What about Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or whatever she was on?
That was just a myth.
I want to know if she regrets
They did special camera work.
Did she turn him down? Does she regret it now?
I don't know, but all I
doubt
got
it.
to say, Kelly Preston, smoking, Christy Alley, house. All right,
house.
Pee Wee Herman has endorsed Obama for president. Oh, my God.
Isn't that the same guy that flashed his junk to a bunch of kids at one point?
No, he's
or
one
something?
guy that was taking care of business in a movie theater.
That's right. Yeah.
Pee Wee's Pee Wee. The Center for America. We got to stay. That's not pop culture. What am I doing here? Weekend box office. Wreck-It Ralph. 49 million.
My daughter went to see that. She said she loved it.
Flight 25 million. That's where Denzel Washington flies an airplane upside down. Argo 10 million. Man with the Iron Fist. That's Russell Crowe and Company 8.2. Taken to 6 million. Katy Perry sang at another Obama rally. This time wearing a skin-tight mini dress with "forward" written on the front.
Who in their right
should have been
mind?
"douche" written on the front.
Who in their right mind would think, "Oh, Katy Perry is voting for Obama,
So
I
I
should
too."
too."
Young,
it's
18-year-old girls.
Exactly, 18-year-old girls, and thank God they won't show up to vote.
Yep. Eddie Murphy was honored with a TV special on Spike, November 14th. Good for you, Eddie. I'm a bitty man. I'm a black bitty man. Let me see here. Evelyn Lozado, a.k.a. Chad Ochocinco's ex, is signing an endorsement deal for exercise equipment. Well, there you go. She moves on. Chad's world is destroyed.
She's instantly famous for marrying him for like 5 days.
Yep.
Her world is just completely changed. I mean, could you imagine?
Yep. It's incredible. It's the way it works.
Good for her. She played the system.
She played the system. Do we have a traffic report? Hopefully nobody's out there wrecking or anything.
Well, hopefully nobody else is out there, right? We just have the one accident that we've been dealing with. I just checked that again this morning, and that is westbound on the Norwood Lateral, right around Paddock. So if you're heading towards 75, that's going to slow you down just a little bit. Other than that, everything's good.
Can you give Oracle status to Danny, the waiter at Frisch's that takes care of me in Independence? I got to tell a little story here. Danny, the waiter at Frisch's. We actually had our first communion together at St. Cecilia Church. And he is, without a doubt, the best waiter in the history of the world. And he always takes good care of me when I'm at Frisch's. And yesterday, going through the drive-thru at Frisch's, he leaned past the drive-thru window guy and said he listens to our show every morning and he can't wait for the songs because he says they kick ass every time.
Really?
Really?
And he listens to the show. And as you know, as Cam Brady in the campaign said, Frisch's waiters are the backbone of America.
They are. They are.
I
Without
like
them,
Danny.
this world wouldn't run.
Danny, thanks for listening. And just to prove that we kick ass every time we play a song, here's Blue Oyster Cult. There was a big argument amongst the band. Red, green, no, they said blue oysters. Don't fear the reaper. More cowbell. Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I was telling the gang here off the air my opinion about political folks. When I was the chairman of the Kenton County Republican Party and the 4th Congressional Republican Party, there were some exceptions because there were normal people like me. But I'm telling you right now, the majority of the people that were politically active and the politicians that surrounded the Republican Party were anal. I really couldn't stand. I remember one time I'm looking around the room and I'm like, man, I can't stand these people. But they were generally correct on their political philosophy of the country. They were just self-righteous and just, I don't know. They were either country clubbers or people that wanted to be a country clubber. When I was a Democrat, I really liked these people as people. They were human. They were fun. They had human foibles. They weren't judgmental. They were kind of people you'd have a beer with. But, man, they were like mis-freaking-guided on their political philosophy. And one reason why I like the Tea Party is I feel like the Tea Party are normal Americans, quote-unquote, that are also right in political philosophy. But I'm telling you right now, if you've ever been actively involved in a political party, I'll bet you would agree with me. Democrats, fun people, misguided. Republicans, anal, but they're on the right track. There's my analysis. Traffic report, please.
Still just dealing with the one accident westbound on the lateral of Paddock. So other than that, traffic's picking up, but no other problems.
We like to hear that.
I know.
Desktops have about 21,000 germs present per inch, while phones are covered by more than 25,000 per inch. Toilet seats have about 45 bacteria per inch. Hey, like that, desktops and phones, more dangerous than toilet seats.
That's because you don't clean your desktop or your phone.
But I got to ask you a question. Who would rather touch a desk or a phone or a toilet seat?
Right. I'm not going to go eat off a toilet seat now just because
Are you going to eat off your desktop?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe. I might
I'm
have
coming up.
something, you know.
This show is filled with, like, stellar sound bites for me. I got another one. I wonder how many bacteria per inch Charlie Sheen has.
Nobody's going to be
Lots.
eating off of him either, I hope, anyway.
That guy's toxic.
George Soros think tank is calling for a cut in military health benefits and wants military retirees to wait till the age of 60 to receive their retirement benefits. George Soros, even if you had a good idea, you're still an ass.
You jackwagon?
Oh, I got to say this. Has anybody got their flu shot?
Nope.
My wife and I got our flu shots on Saturday, and I want to let you know that I feel like Superman now. You guys can come in here sick with the flu, and you can't touch me. Can't touch this.
Can't touch it.
Can't we play those kind of songs like that on
We need
Class A?
some
Well,
MC
you know what?
Hammer.
If they had, we got to get that ready. Did you know what? If they had,
Can't touch
no,
this.
what was the song that was part of the selection list for us this morning? Cross Sailing.
Oh, yeah.
Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross Sailing is a rock song?
It's not
I
a
don't
rock
think
song.
so.
I think that accidentally got thrown in there.
Bill Clinton implied that it took Obama to create a better military, saying the current military is less racist, less sexist, and less homophobic, and they can all play the saxophone. I gotta go to Pennsylvania to 4 places tomorrow. Try to save Obama's ass. I don't know why I'm doing it. Well, actually, I'll tell you why I'm doing it. Hillary 2016, win or lose. Ben Swan. I want to say this right now. I got to preface these comments. I like Ben Swan. Ben Swan is a nice guy. You know there's a big butt coming here, don't you? Ben Swan does a great job on reality checks on Fox 19. But the reality check special he had on the other night, where he was trying to be Mr. Let's all get along and have a kumbaya pie. He had these like people ask questions that weren't filtered, and he had 3 guys. The Republican was like Mr. Boring, the Independent and a Democrat, to answer their questions, and it was like the worst 30 minutes of television in the history of the world. And I kept saying to myself, Ben, let me tell you something about politics. You wonder why everybody wants to bash talk radio. There's a reason why it works. It's entertaining.
Yep.
You know, when Rush Limbaugh goes a walking or the Bulldog goes a ranting, people like to hear that stuff. They don't want to hear saying, I would like to know if Barack Obama is reelected, what would he do about all the homos that he doesn't want to let in? Da-da-da-da. I mean, come on. I mean, it's just freaking, it's boring. I would like to know what he thinks about the Apple problem in Washington State. He's for it. This is going to be their answers. He's against it. Anyway, come on, Ben. Get a panel that knows how to rock it.
Got to make it interesting somehow. Big Ben's just putting together his audition tape for Fox News, you think?
He's gone. He's never going to make it. Wisconsin State Journal endorsed Romney. It's
Wisconsin
the 8th
State
large
Journal.
paper in swing states to flip from Obama to Romney. Even the newspapers want to save us from Barack.
It's just shocking, really. When the Inquirer did that, but I guess they have a history of endorsing Republicans, don't they?
Yeah, but they've gotten a little more liberal lately. New York Daily News endorsed Romney for president. And we got to give a big oracle status to the University of Kentucky, who finally put Joker Phillips out of his misery and fired him.
Oracle status.
Oracle status for firing a dude.
It'd kind of be odd to work those final games. He's going to work till the end of the season.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know.
Voting times for tomorrow's election: Kentucky at 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Ohio 6:30 to 7:30, Indiana 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Indiana is always the first call. They always call that first. Obama was heckled. Oh, by the way, I'm just telling you. Remember I told you about crowds and enthusiasm? Westchester, Friday night, 30,000 people gathered in the cold and rain, jamming to Chris Rock and political pundits.
Kid Rock.
Okay, Kid Rock. Now I got to ask you this. Last night, after the Bengals game, 5 o'clock downtown, inside, better weather, they had a total of like 13,000, maybe 15. Twice the size of the crowd as good old Romney. That spells Southwest Ohio goes big for Romney, and that's what we need.
Yeah. Boehner seems to think that'll happen.
Yep. At his campaign stop with Stevie Wonder at the Fifth Third Arena, which I coined the phrase, the blind leading the blind. I love you, Stevie. The president was first heckled by an individual that took multiple police officers to remove him. The second left Obama joking, asking whether or not the man was a Titans fan, upset over their loss to the Bears earlier today.
This was in Cincinnati?
Yep.
Why would he make fun of Titans Bears?
Exactly.
Oh, because Chicago roots, I guess.
I'm telling you right now, it's incredible. Jack Nicklaus tailgated for Mitt Romney yesterday at the Bengals game. Did anybody see him down there? Hey, Jack, you see Monica? I heard Clinton was down there, too. I don't know if he was. Piner is to receive a storm siren. Woo! 25. You know what's funny? I feel so sorry for all the people in southern Kenton County that got hit by the tornado. That's out in my area. But you know what will happen, don't you? There will never, ever, ever be another tornado there again.
Hopefully not, anyway. That's for sure.
But they'll have a siren. Let me see. Sad story. 3 kids, Sophie Kerrigan, Skylar Kukin, and Juliana Hawk, all of Sugar Creek Township, died at the scene when their vehicle crashed on a curvy road. Sad. A fire destroyed the Quick and Cold drive-thru last night on South University Boulevard in Middletown. What are we going to do about the Quick and Cold, man?
That's where are these kids supposed to get beer?
It's so much better than the slow and hot. Let me see. I already reported the Joker Phillips firing. When we come back, we're going to cover the weekend in sports. And until then, we have 3 Dog Night with a message. A message, which was this. Mama told me not to come, and I went anyway, and bad things happen. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I want to remind everybody that on Wednesday night at 10 p.m., the Lifetime channel, there is a 1-hour special about Nicole Howe and her fight to be found not guilty. And yours truly stars in a supporting role. How do you like that? In a supporting role.
A supporting role.
And my interview for an hour and a half was so good that it led to a television contract for the Bulldog. And it won't be long, folks, when the whole country will soon learn about the adventures, trials, and tribulations of yours truly. Because it isn't all easy. People think I lead a glamorous life. I wish my life was so freaking easy. I take body blows every day. And I just keep on and going. Before I cover sports, Denise, is there anything new on the traffic front? And I'm just curious because so far it seems like we haven't really needed you today. Because there hasn't really been nothing going on.
We've had days where there was absolutely nothing. There is at least one accident. I don't know. Do they really ever need me any day? But
no.
Somebody needs me, I'm sure. Somewhere.
Your children do, Denise. Your children
That's
do.
it. You know what? My daughter is homesick today.
When you're having
actually.
those bad days, always remember that your children need you.
Yeah.
I might
well.
take your daughter a bowl of soup.
Oh, how sweet.
There's probably a line of people taking her soup.
I'm
Cameron
Jay.
sent her a Facebook request. Will you tell her to please accept Cameron Bradley's Facebook request?
I'll let her know when we go home. Maybe Garrett could let her know when he takes her soup.
Yep, I'm going to bring her some soup.
I just talked to her dad. He said I called her and she doesn't feel good, so she's not going. I said
She's probably out. She's either
No.
hungover
No.
or
she laid on the couch last night. I actually had to go
Out
get
partying.
medicine. We rented a movie and she lay there. She fell asleep watching this movie. She wasn't sick. I mean, she was sick.
Excuse me.
Go.
CNN is focusing on whether Romney and Romney's ad about the car is misleading or not. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, hey, CNN, have you covered what happened in Libya?
Is that Portman there?
That's Portman. Go ahead with the traffic report, please.
Which is the only thing we have really going on. I mean, traffic's picking up, but that accident's just still being reported on the left shoulder, and that is on the Norwood Lateral westbound at Paddock. So if you're heading towards 75, it's going to slow you down just a little bit. But other than that, there really are no other delays or problems right now to mention. So sorry if you don't need me, but good luck for you guys out on the road. It's good news anyway.
Good news is good news.
Good news.
In high school sports, I want to report from Friday. Beechwood didn't need those kids. They waxed Bracken County 45-8. By the way, you know what Bracken County's name is?
Bulldogs.
Polar bears. Where in the hell did they get polar bears
I've heard they're
in Bracken
feisty.
County? Simon Kenton, my high school nearby, my house, 29-22. Highlands 56, Boyd County 14. That was close.
How'd my Redskins do?
56-14.
Oh, that's right. They went like 2-8 in the regular season.
Cooper 48, Anderson County nothing. That's good news. And over in Ohio on Saturday, Panther Nation, Elder 49, Sycamore 42, Lakota East 45, Springboro 38. You all picked Springboro. I picked Lakota East, and I won. Colerain 35, Sanex 14. Moeller 43, Wayne 21.
Yeah, we picked Colerain.
So did I.
Oh.
Didn't I?
Na. Good as
There's just a few
Catholic
football games out
schoolboys.
there this weekend.
And college, I'll just give you the ones that count. Florida beat Missouri 14-7. Louisville 45, Temple 17. Vanderbilt beat Kentucky 40-0 so we could get Joker fired. Army 41, Air Force 21. Miami of Ohio loses to Buffalo 27-24 after beating Ohio University. Man, sports is weird. Cincinnati 35, Syracuse 24. Notre Dame survives a triple overtime against Pittsburgh 29-26. Texas beat Texas Tech 31-22. Ohio State 52, Illinois 22. Oregon 62, USC 51. How about some defense? Alabama beat LSU 21-17. Kansas State beat Oklahoma State 44-30. Those are the only games that really matter. Fort Larned, I think I'm pronouncing that right, 9-1 long shot, won the Breeders' Cup Classic and $5 million over Mucho Macho Man.
Mucho Macho Man. He was in the Derby.
And Friday, we have to announce, well, it's from Friday, but Bloomberg did cancel the New York City Marathon because he finally decided that the runners running through neighborhoods, what people would be throwing bricks at the runners, was probably not a good idea.
Yeah, but you know, all those people went out and worked and volunteered and helped people clean their places up.
They did, all the runners instead.
They did. They went out and helped work.
Right, and how many thousands of cops does it probably take to shut down roads, and set up the course that could otherwise be helping, it was just going to be stupid to
We're
run
going to
the
get
thing.
to that in a little bit. And Obama's not going to like what I have to say.
Sorry, Barack.
Denver 31, the Bengals 23. Let's just not even discuss it.
Let's discuss it because they are the worst excuse for a franchise. Going back to what Denise said, that's just typical Bengals fans. They're happy that they played Peyton Manning to within 8 points yesterday. They're happy about that.
Yeah, I actually think the Bengals are better than last year. They just have a tougher schedule, but it doesn't make any difference. You got to win.
You're right.
Cleveland and Miami. Miami's actually playing better than I think anybody thought they would with that rookie quarterback. But you still got to beat those two teams, and they lost to them. Those are horrible teams.
They lost to Cleveland. They lost to Miami. Now they got to play, coming up, New York Giants.
Oh, yeah. The tough part of the schedule started yesterday.
And then December 9th, my Cowboys come to town.
Cowboys will beat them.
I think they will.
Cowboys will beat them. Eli, the Giants will beat them next week.
All I'm saying is
Pittsburgh beat the Giants, thank God. And then my Dallas Cowboys lose to Atlanta. That's depressing.
okay. In my defense, all I'm saying was it actually was an enjoyable game to watch.
No, I know. You're
I mean,
but it's just the Bengals way. Just the Bengals way to take that as a victory, like a moral victory.
The Eagles play the Saints tonight, 8:30 Monday Night Football.
Go
Monday Night
Eagles.
Football. Phoenix at Miami Heat, 7:30 for some NBA. And Jimmy Johnson won the Texas Motor Speedway race.
Who?
Jimmy Johnson, the guy that used to coach the Cowboys. He also runs NASCAR.
He's a
and he does Fox 9. He does Fox football analysis too. The guy is freaking talented. Ooh. According to Huffington Post, a new study, the aroma of fresh baked bread has the ability to make you a kinder person. The Journal of Social Psychology suggests the smell triggers a positive mood, which leads to a greater degree of altruism. We got to bake some for David
Denise.
Axelrod.
Yeah, Denise needs to start huffing
I need to
bread.
start cooking, huh? Is that what it is?
Use a nonstick cooking spray like Pam and spray your shower doors and walls. Let the spray sit for 5 minutes, then wash away. It removes soap scum as good as it keeps your chicken from sticking to your skillet.
Does it keep
That
the
according to
soap,
Daily Organized Chaos.
Does the soap scum not stick as much anymore?
By the way, I want to let you know that I cooked pancakes for the family yesterday morning, and I used Pam on my griddle, and those pancakes never stick.
Do you flip them in the air?
I flip them in the air. Way up in the air. I go,
As long as they don't stick.
I'm
to
an
the
expert
ceiling.
flipper.
Do you have to spray the ceiling with Pam too? So they don't stick.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury.
Spray the floor.
Instead of the Phil Collins song that was on Phil Spry's list, we went to Genesis.
Phil Spry.
And this is one of the greatest songs. This song is in Bulldog's top 20 of all time feel good songs. Follow you, follow me. Be in a good mood today. Bake some bread on Class X Radio. Starting D lineman on Simon Kenton's football team, Matt King. Oracle status.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
I heard he had 45 tackles and 9 sacks Friday night.
A lot of tackles. And
That's
sacks.
a hell of a game. Did you hear about this one, folks? Yang Peng divorced and sued his ex-wife for giving birth to an ugly baby girl. He won $120,000 after his wife revealed she had $100,000 worth of plastic surgery before they met.
Isn't that amazing? I'm sitting here reading it, and he literally sued her because they had an ugly baby.
That is disgusting.
And he won $120,000.
Yeah, but he won basically because of a plastic surgery on her. More so, like he was manipulated and defrauded that she would have a naturally pretty baby because she was pretty. You see the difference?
Well, you know what? Chicks wear makeup all the time. Guys, I mean, obviously, you know what we look like without our makeup, so that could be pretty daggone scary.
I am proud to report that my lovely wife, and one of the reasons why I love her so much, I'm not kidding you, looks just fine without makeup.
Something
I'm
hot about a girl
I'm
without
talking
makeup.
about in the morning, I'm not kidding you, she doesn't need any makeup. But I tell you right now, I have seen Kelly Ripa and Faith Hill. I've saw pictures of them in magazines without makeup, and I was like, what?
No, there are some girls that need it.
Denise, do you
No.
have to have it? Be honest.
I've been told no, but then again, I don't generally like to leave without it, so I don't want to scare anybody.
You don't have any on the day, do you, Denise?
Here's another interesting legal story. A 10-year-old boy in Albuquerque, New Mexico, has filed a lawsuit against local police after he was tased by an officer during career day at the boys' school. Get this. The suit claims the officer pointed the stun gun at the boy during his presentation and said, "Let me show what happens to people who do not listen to police," shooting the boy in the chest.
Jeez.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
That's like the YouTube video that went viral a couple of years ago with the cop that was doing a gun demonstration and shot himself in the foot.
Did a Barney Five, huh?
In front of a classroom, and the kids, and people were like, "Are you okay?" And it was so funny and awkward.
We have to go back to this baby thing because he made the comment that he was so sure that he could never father an unattractive child.
He's Chinese, of course he could father an unattractive child.
Gangnam Style.
All right.
Oh my God! How cocky can you be? There's no way that ugly baby came from me.
No, Gangnam Style.
Gangnam
Gangnam Style.
I have to agree.
The Lancet and Medical Journal revealed at the rate, this is sad, between 2008 and 2010, the suicide rate increased 4 times faster than it did 8 years before the recession. You know what I'm saying? The feeling of hopelessness has got to be big out there. And some people, when they get in a financial bind, you know, they don't have a parent or a friend or anybody to bail them out. They're done. It's sad.
Yeah.
Sad, sad, sad. I go to the Godfather when I need funds.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. Hey, Godfather. You know, you got a genuflect, kiss the ring. And,
He's like smoking a cigar.
and he goes and gets the big cash bag.
You don't have to give up your firstborn or anything, do you?
Dimly lit room.
I'm just teasing. That ain't the way it works. The boy, a 2-year-old was mauled to death at a Pittsburgh zoo. Sad story here. A boy was standing on top of a wooden railing when he lost his balance and fell in the African painted dog exhibit. He was attacked by 11 dogs and was pronounced dead at the scene.
This is what Jake was talking about.
Yeah.
Jake said they were hyenas?
His mom was apparently holding him up, trying to get him, unbelievable.
That is horrible. Hey, if you had to get ripped apart by one animal at the zoo, which would you not want it to be?
Crocodile.
Why?
I just don't want to ever die by a reptile.
Oh, I was going to say I would
Give me lion.
a hippo because it would take forever to jump you. At least a crocodile would be fast or hyenas.
What about like a snake? Oh, I hate snakes.
I hate snakes too.
Ugh.
A new storm is coming towards New Jersey and New York. Get this. Wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour is expected to hit the area Wednesday.
A nor'easter.
And residents living on New York Island say the official response to the disaster has been inadequate and inefficient. One resident remarked that he saw a FEMA official holding up a map and asking a police officer where the disaster was. By the way, did you hear about this? They don't have any water. FEMA didn't order water till last Friday.
Jeez.
Can you imagine that? I mean,
Barack Obama goes up there, hugs Chris Christie.
Yeah.
They kiss each other with a big wet one, and then he claims he did his job.
Boy, everybody thought after that first day, everyone was, Obama's coming to the rescue. And, again, I don't want anybody up there to have to suffer. I'm not, but thank God that's kind of looking bad on Obama about this.
Can you imagine that?
I mean, I don't say that to be mean to people in New York that need help, and those people are.
New York has relatives all across the country. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
Let's face all.
Everybody knows two or
let's
at
hope
least
everybody who's related to these New Yorkers in Ohio say hell with Obama. Up to 40,000 people would need to be relocated. And how about this? They're having dealing like with sub-freezing temperatures at night.
Can you imagine? I mean, at least in New Orleans, it was warm down there. But
ladies and gentlemen, the
I can't
American
imagine.
jury, here's what I do. I'm president of the United States. Here's what I do. I freaking have the military there. Not just freaking FEMA. Are you freaking kidding me? I have my military in there. If I'm the New York governor, I've got the Guard in there. Guess what we're bringing in? We're going to all the low Home Depots and Lowe's in the country and buying every freaking generator we can get.
Yeah,
we're taking generators into those freaking towns.
I don't have gas up there.
We're hauling gas in there on truck.
Right.
I mean, you got to freaking act like, hey, this is a military operation.
Yeah.
You know, we can do all that stuff in Afghanistan and Iraq. We can't do it for New Yorkers. And let me tell you about Barack Obama. He messed up. Dick Moore, I love when I say something, somebody that I trust agrees with me. Willie agrees with me, and Dick Morris agrees with me. I said this. I think I said this on the radio last week. If Obama was smart after Hurricane Sandy, he would have canceled the rest of his campaign and said, I got to take care of this. I can't campaign anymore. And every day he should be in the thick of that thing up there. Cameras would be, it would be the best thing for the people.
You're right.
It would be the best thing for his campaign. He would win re-election. Instead, he goes up the wet one with Christie, and then he leaves town again. He should have stayed in New York, and he would have won re-election. It would have been the right thing to do as president, and it would have been the smart thing to do for his campaign.
I'm the president of the country. I have to do my job, basically.
Darn right.
You know, Romney could do the same thing.
Man,
Get up there, take some of that money, you know. And
have we done a traffic report this segment?
we have not. And right now, actually, things are looking pretty good out there. I was just looking, 71, 75, starting to slow down, but no big problems. So at least that's good news for everybody heading in. It's pretty quiet out there, actually, for this time of day.
There you go. I'm glad it's quiet.
For the roadways, it is.
The Orange County Board of Elections was ordered to keep a polling place open for additional 4 hours yesterday. The location was closed for a number of hours Saturday while authorities inspected a suspicious package. And how about this? Todd Aiken, the jackwagon that's running as Republican in Missouri, who could have won. You know, he made that stupid remark about rape. He was arrested in the 1980s for trespassing at medical clinics. He was arrested 4 times. Oh, my God. Man, I'll tell you right now, they chose the bad candidate. Let me see, what else do I have here? We ready for the song? When we come back, folks, we're going to dive into politics. It's going to be politics for the rest of the show because it's important. Until then, to honor Kid Rock,
Cowboy.
we give you Cowboy on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Reading my Wall Street Journal at the break. And also paying attention to what's going on television. Just so you know, right here in the studio, we have ESPN. We have local news, Fox News, and CNN for that liberal bent. It's amazing how everybody sees things differently. You know what? It's going to be interesting. With all this going on in New York and New Jersey, thank God New York and New Jersey aren't quote-unquote toss-up states. We know they are going to be voting for Obama. Oh, then again, maybe not. How cool would it be that in light of the terrible response, Obama were to lose New York? That'd be funny. If voter turnout is less than 25% of registered voters, the second day of voting could be allotted to citizens, according to the Board of Elections commissioners. They would have to agree to a second day. Interesting. Politico is reporting that Chris Christie was Romney's first pick for VP and changed his decision just 2 weeks before the announcement of Paul Ryan. Wow. All I got to say about that is Chris Christie, I've soured on him. I really have. How about this? Biden claims he's taking a vacation. When a radio host told Biden you need to take a vacation, Biden replied, well, I'm going to take a vacation about 3 days after this election is over. That's what they told me.
You need to take a vacation.
Well, I'm going to take a vacation about 3 days after this election is over. That's what they told me.
See, they tell him. And then here's another thing that he said about not being proud. Just think about this. This is what Biden said about being Barack Obama's VP.
I'll tell you what. There's never been a day in the last 4 years I've been proud to be his vice president. Not one single day.
I've been proud.
Not one single day. Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Do you think he caught it at all?
No.
Did he correct himself?
Say that one more time. Look at the crowd. The crowd was like, are we supposed to clap for that? They didn't know what the hell to do.
I'll tell you what. There's never been a day in the last 4 years I've been proud to be his vice president. Not one single day.
Not one single day.
Not one single day. But anyway.
He said it twice.
The government did not begin solicitation for bids for bottled water delivery for hurricane till Friday. 2.3 million gallons are supposed to be delivered by Monday, but there's no word on it. I tell you what, I saw some women, some moms out, and they were not freaking happy, and they were scared. Patricia Smith, mother of Sean Smith, a State Department employee killed in Libya, said, I believe that Obama murdered my son. I firmly believe this. And I gotta just say this, folks, for what it's worth. Do you realize how absolutely stupid it is to reelect Barack Obama on so many fronts? Okay, for example, he is going to be embroiled in a Watergate-like investigation relative to Libya if he's reelected. It is going to not be pretty. Number two, we have this economic fiscal cliff they keep talking about coming up next year. Barack Obama has made bitter enemies in Congress. Do you want this guy? Do you think all of a sudden he's going to turn it on? And those of you that are so naive to reelect Barack Obama not having to worry about reelection scares the hell out of me on what he can do as commander-in-chief and with all of his regulatory powers. You guys, don't you get it? You dumbasses that voted for him? He's a freaking fraud. He's a fraud. He's a socialist. He's helped destroy America. He talks about how unpatriotic it is to increase the debt, and then he freaking doubles it. How can you trust a guy that goes out on the campaign trail saying that he's got to bring down the deficit, and he runs $1 trillion budget deficits? Riles me up, baby. Riles me up. And of course, Barack Obama says you should vote for revenge. Revenge.
At the time, the Republican Congress and a Senate candidate by the name of Mitt Romney. No. Don't boo, vote. Vote. Voting's the best revenge.
And you know what? I get that. You know what? Voting is the best revenge. Let's get revenge on Barack Obama and vote for Mitt Romney. All these people that have made a big deal about voting's the best revenge. And Mitt Romney going, vote for love of country. Well, voting for love of country is voting for revenge.
He asked his supporters to vote for revenge. For revenge. Instead, I asked the American people to vote for love of country.
Get him, Mitt.
Good point.
It is a great point. But I'm voting for revenge. I want to get freaking Barack Obama the hell out of there. Call it what you will.
I'm going to vote for love of country.
Hey, would you wait 30 blocks for gasoline? That's
Can
what
you
they're having to
imagine?
do in Brooklyn, New York. 30 blocks.
I just can't imagine. I mean, being cold, hungry, nowhere to stay. I just.
You know what I'd have done? I would have gone to the store the night before, loaded up on food and all sorts of stuff, and I'd still be sitting in my house right now.
Most of those
in New York.
people.
As long as your house is there. Or
Well, that's
apartment's
just
there.
it.
But
So many of them that's just
Yeah, if they're
damaged.
not there, yeah.
Right. Or it's just so damaged. I mean, how would you keep your food, safe, secure?
Yeah, if your power goes out. A lot of people, apparently, I knew some people in Uptown that power never even went out.
Really?
Which surprised me.
Well, that's awesome, though. That
How about this, folks? According to Daily Caller, a former Marine combat veteran alleges that an official at Columbia University told him Obama's GPA, right after the speech he gave at the 2004 DNC, said that there were many incompletes and his GPA was around a 2.6.
oh my goodness.
You wonder why there were incompletes? Barack Obama admitted he was lazy. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, do you think we need a lazy president? Barack Obama has publicly admitted he's lazy. Oh, my God. May the black guilt of women and young people not be so great to reelect the guy.
Come on, women. We need the women's vote. We're not going to get the black vote.
And here's Bill Maher. Here's what Bill Maher is wanting to tell you to do. Here's what Bill Maher wants you to do as it relates to the election.
I would just like to say for anyone thinking about voting for Mitt Romney, if that's who you are, if you're thinking about voting for Mitt, I'd like to make
I am
this
voting
clear.
for him.
Black people know who you are, and they will come after
you. Incredible. I'm kidding. I know you're kidding.
But seriously.
But seriously.
I'm kidding, but seriously.
I'm one of the few people. See, I think Bill Maher can be funny. I just don't like his vulgar. Then he goes over the line on some things too much.
Yeah.
But he can say some funny stuff. Michelle Obama visited Miami University. I think it was on Friday. Ugh, I can't stand her. I can't stand her. Did I say I can't stand her?
Do you like Michelle Obama?
No.
At all?
Wonder if that has anything to do with President Obama.
I think I've gone too far. Let's have a traffic report so I can play a song.
All right. There's an accident in Hamilton. That is Wenton at West North Bend. You need to watch for that. Slowing down 7175 northbound from Buttermilk to the bridge. Just a little bit on the Daniel Carter Beard Bridge, and that especially in that right-hand lane. And southbound 75, kind of bunching up there between the Lachlan Split, and Ronald Reagan Merge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, American Jury, we come back more presidential election. Until then, this is Boston. Holly Ann on Class X. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio, coming up at 8 a.m. We got Ed Kluska, the official astrologer of Bulldog Nation. We'll see if he's got the guts to make a prediction. Mm-hmm. Of course, we now have Barack Obama's birth certificate, so he ought to be able to get the time of birth, the date of birth, and project what kind of day Barack Obama's going to have tomorrow. Let's hope the projection's bad. Did you hear about all these things about cookies, like if the Obama cookies sell more than the Romney cookies and all this? The Washington Redskins lost yesterday 18 of 19 times. When the Washington Redskins lose, the incumbent loses. So that's a good sign, right?
Is that your prediction, or is that what
people,
they say?
But people think that this always happens. No Republican has ever won the Republican primary without winning South Carolina, and Romney won the Republican primary without winning South Carolina.
They had a winnable game, too, against Carolina.
Yeah, they did. The two top running quarterbacks. How did RG3 play, Garrett?
You know what? I didn't watch that game, nor see any highlights. I just know they lost. I'll look it up.
According to the ABC News Washington poll, 55% of Americans feel the country is pretty seriously off course. Duh. 43 say it's headed in the right direction. Duh. How can 43% of the people in this country think it's heading in the right direction? However, that number still helps a great deal Mitt Romney. What does this say about Barack Obama, that gun sales are going through the freaking roof? Everybody's buying guns.
I'm getting ready to.
Well, my wife is going to go to a concealed carry course.
Is she?
And I've got to buy her a gun. And, yep. November 11th, I think we're doing that. She's going to be packing heat.
Is that out at over by you in northern Kentucky, right off Independence? What is it, off of Kentucky 17?
No, not Shooters. We're going to go to this place over in Walton.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, that place does do it.
Because that's what I was going to do.
You going to pack a gun?
I am.
Why, you got a stalker or something? Is Jake stalking you?
No, it's
Parker.
not Jake.
Is my son Parker stalking you?
No, it's Garrett.
It's not Jake. Oh, it's, yeah, wow.
You know.
Do you really have a stalker?
Is there a traffic report?
Yeah, I do have a traffic report.
Weird.
Accident on 71 southbound, right at 275. You need to watch for that. And then if you're heading out, there's a couple others. Wenton at West North Bend. And you have, I'm trying to click on them here as we go through. Let me scroll down just a second. There's also one in northern Kentucky on North Bend at Worldwide Boulevard. For some reason, they're not all posting down at the bottom there for you. North College Hill on Hamilton at 127, so around Coleraine. And then Queen City between Ferguson and the Fuel, you've got an accident there as well. And 8th Street at Pedretti. So a couple of problems out along the roadways, and then traffic's just starting to slow down in all of your typical spots. But again, watch that accident on 71 southbound right at 275.
All righty, watch those accidents.
Watch them.
Mitt Romney had a crowd about 30,000 in Pennsylvania yesterday. The Pittsburgh Tribune, who's experienced in polling the state, has Pennsylvania dead even. And I'm telling you right now, if they're dead even, I think Romney can do it. I mean, that would be an incredible victory in Philadelphia. And they have 20 electoral votes, where Ohio has 18. So he could lose Ohio and still. But you know what? If he wins Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, it's over. Forget about Iowa, Wisconsin, New Hampshire. Doesn't matter. He wins those three, it's over. Let me see. In Colorado, Mitt Romney's, this is what Biden said. It's Mitt Romney's favorite time of the year because he gets to turn the clock back. Jeez, old Pete.
Biden's a moron.
Rasmussen Sunday poll. Romney 49, Obama 49. USA Today Gallup poll. Romney 48, Obama 48. Dick Morris and all the experts say if it's tied based upon independents and undecideds, Romney wins. Okay, let's hope. By the way, Chris Christie came out defending himself. I was the first governor to support Mitt Romney. I went over all these states. I helped raise millions of dollars. I ate Twinkies and cupcakes and every Hostess product for him. Jeez, old Pete. I tell you right now. Governor Christie. I can't stand the guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It did hurt Mitt Romney to say, I'd like to thank the president. Just keep your mouth shut, Christie.
Wonder if he still feels the same.
Especially now that it's coming out that it's not as, great as they thought it was in New York and New Jersey. There's people that are still suffering up there that they didn't help. And for Christie to come out the next day and say that the president's, doing a great job and doing everything well.
How about this?
Crap.
How about this? Michigan, Fox Detroit, Romney 46, Barack 46. Undecided 2. Win Michigan, why don't you?
Michigan a blue state, typically?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. And, of course, they think the Republicans are going to win the House. We got to hope that we win the Senate some way, somehow. I mean, we got to win the Senate, too. Good golly. Harry Reid. Last night on 60 Minutes, they had Harry Reid and Mitch McConnell sitting side by side, talking about the deadlock in the Congress and the Senate and everything else. And for Harry Reid to act like he bears no responsibility for the problems, you got to be freaking kidding me. And let me tell you something. I don't buy all this bipartisan kumbaya stuff. I'm telling you right now, when it comes to the deficit, you're supposed to make a compromise deal on that? We just got to freaking take care of it. I don't know. The country's going to hell in a handbasket. That's all I can say. We have to fight back. Romney slammed Obama on education in Wisconsin. Early voting is down in Chicago, 57% from 2008. Well, that's because they're all, stuck in their basement of their houses, worried about getting shot by the gangs. Isn't that amazing? Chicago vote down 57%. There's that enthusiasm gap again. So, I don't know. Let me see. BarackObama.com dropped 87 different quote-unquote cookies on unsuspecting visitors to track their online habits.
What?
That's incredible. I tell you. What do you think of that?
I don't know.
He's like a little cyber terrorist.
Why? Well, I was just going to say, I guess I'm kind of having a hard time imagining that they could do that, I guess, to follow him.
Well, we come back, more Radio Superbity. We're going to have Ed Kluska coming up, our astrologer. Until then, this is Peter Frampton. Lying. We dedicate this to Barack Obama on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog, Eric Deters on Class X Radio. I'm telling you right now, if you're just tuning in, you're not going to tune off, because between now and the end of the show, we got some rockin' great stuff for you, including more presidential politics. Ed Kluska, our astrologist, will be here. I have some fascinating breaking news on some legal fronts, including a remarkable development in Sarah Jones' Dirty.com case. You're going to want to stick around and hear about this. An incredible development. But until then, let's get a traffic report so when I get rolling, I won't forget about one.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Southbound 71. I mean, traffic seems to be a little lighter, but there is an accident reported just north of 275 on the right shoulder. Doesn't seem to be causing much of a problem. Just kind of looked through all the cameras. If you're heading southbound on 71, really it doesn't start slowing down till around Montgomery Road in that southbound direction. Also an accident in North College Hill at Hamilton and Hollywood. Queen City between Ferguson and LaFuel. And West 8th at Pedretti, there's an accident there. In Northern Kentucky, there's one North Bend at Worldwide Boulevard there. So watch for that. And then northbound 71, 75, you're slowing down really from Buttermilk to the bridge, about 20 minutes. Southbound 75, not looking as bad as normal, but you are still slow from Allen Road down to 275, then off and on from Lockland on down to Paddock.
Very good. All right. We're going to have some fun with you now. You know, we like to get these clips because if you've missed them or if you've already heard them, you want to hear them again. So we're going to start out with Obama claiming that he's meaningless and he's just a prop for socialism.
You know, I was backstage with David Plouffe. Some of you guys know he's you know, sort of a mastermind campaign organization. And we were talking about how as the campaign goes on, we become less relevant. I'm sort of a prop in the campaign. He's just bothering a bunch of folks calling, asking what's going on. You know, but the power is not with us anymore.
Jeez, old Pete. And how about this? Here's another reason to vote for Mitt Romney. I give you Cher and Kathy. I'm a Jack Wagonus Griffin.
There's so much at stake. I hope you'll join me in supporting Richard Murdoch for U.S. Senate.
Actually, Mitt, we won't be joining you because there's a lot at stake in this election, especially for women and people who like women and respect them.
I'm looking at you gays, LGBTQIABCD. Look, the point is, this is not the election to be complacent.
Honestly, this is sick stuff. Richard Murdoch thinks pregnancy resulting from rape is a gift from God.
Is that not true?
No.
Okay.
Do you want this guy in the Senate? Maybe he can sit next to Todd Aiken, the Republican nominee from Missouri, who thinks that women's bodies magically shut down pregnancies that result from legitimate rape.
Is that how they magically attack?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, look, these guys aren't running for town.
Turn it off! Turn it off! I can't take it anymore.
I
can't
hate
take it
Kathy
anymore.
Griffin.
I hate Kathy Griffin. She's a vile woman.
And Cher, both of them in that.
Cher is too. You know what? Cher, ever since she left Sonny, has been a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
All right, now, if you missed Saturday Night Live, we've got these skits for you. First, this is Chris Christie's love for Obama, and he had a...
acting like a bunch of...
This was funny. He had a sign language person doing Jersey talk, which we can't show you.
I would like to give a sincere thanks to President Obama for how he handled the situation. On Election Day, I'm voting for Mitt Romney, but if I had to pick one guy to have my back in a crisis, it would be Barack Obama. He's been amazing. You know, so kind, such a leader, a true inspiration. Again, I'll be a good soldier, I'll vote for Romney, but I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah. And here's Saturday Night Live undecided voters ad.
This election will be determined by the undecided voter.
Before you get our vote, you're gonna have to answer some questions. Questions like,
when is the election?
What are the names of the two people
So
running?
funny. Keep
And
this
be
is so funny.
specific.
Who is the president right now? He or she running? Because if so, experience is maybe something we should consider.
How long is a president's term of office? 1 year? 2 years? 3 years? Life?
Frankly, we're not comfortable with that. We don't need to be electing a dictator.
What happens if the president dies? Has anyone thought about who would replace him? What's your plan, gentlemen?
Can women vote? Because if not, as a woman, I've got a big problem with that. And by the way,
You know what's funny?
can't
I've had conversations with people like this. I've heard people like this. It's true.
Our dependence on foreign oil. But just what is oil?
People don't have a freaking clue, but they think they do.
Just from French kissing? If you fell and sneezed at the same time, You die?
We are America's undecided voters. There's still a lot we don't know.
And we want answers.
Low Information Voters of America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You know, I can, that's funny stuff. I can break down these states by states. Nevada, how about this? Nevada, the highest foreclosure rate in the country, the worst unemployment rate in the country. Why in the hell would they vote for freaking Barack Obama? It's amazing to me. Florida, big Jewish population. Why would the Jewish population in Florida vote for Barack Obama? I don't get that. They're counting on the Hispanic population to vote Democrat. But they say the I-4 corridor, which runs down through Orlando, the central Florida, is very strong for Romney, and that's why Romney's going to win. Thank God. Virginia, you know, there was a the Prince William Sound area, they are very Republican, and they didn't vote much for McCain last time. So Romney needs them. You know what scares me about Virginia is the fact that Barack Obama's buildup of the federal bureaucracy has created a lot of construction jobs with all the federal buildings he's building in Virginia. But Western Virginia, coal country, anti-Obama. How about Pennsylvania? All the coal and energy in Pennsylvania. It was just reported this morning that Obama is trying to fast-track some regulations to take out coal altogether. That by 2014 there will be no new coal plants. And if you are connected at all to the coal industry, why would you vote for Barack Obama? Makes no sense. Update on Hurricane Sandy. 110 deaths. 110 deaths. 1.5 million without power still. Not good at all. Jeez, oh Pete. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury, when we come back, we'll have Ed Kluska, our national astrologist, and we will have more radio superbity. I'm going to give you some updates on a couple cases of newsworthy interest. And until then, the founders of punk, Ramones, Pet Cemetery on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Joining us now on the phone is the official astrologer of Bulldog Nation, Ed Kluska. Ed, good morning on this beautiful Monday.
How you doing, Eric?
Well, Ed, did you properly predict Hurricane Sandy? And are you prepared to predict who's going to win the election tomorrow?
In astrology, we don't predict per se. We give insights and forecasts about possibilities. And about a month ago, I gave a workshop that gave a lot of explanation. One thing is very important is tomorrow, Mercury goes retrograde, and the effects of that are for about 3 weeks, but typically about a few days before and after it goes retrograde, which would be right now. There's a lot of shifts and changes. It's the same thing that happened in the 2000 election. So there could be some issues and delays with the final tally. It could be some chaos and a lot of
chaos.
Mismatch. Yes.
Man, that's what we need, some chaos.
Who's going to win, Ed?
Oh, I'd have to say Obama if you have to put me up against the wall.
See, Ed, I think we're out of time.
Ed, been good knowing you. Glad that you've been a very good addition to Bulldog Nation.
Good
you know any other astrologers that would be interested in taking your place? You know what? Anybody in astrology's got to be a liberal.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Ed,
that's what I talked about.
I'm going to give you
a workshop. I talked a lot about that, how we have to watch the idea with astrology is to be objective about things and stand back and not project your own wants and needs upon the situation. So that is a factor. Scientists face that.
I want to give you the opportunity to promote yourself because I'd like you to tell the ladies and gentlemen of the American Jury what exactly you do, and if they want it to be done, how do they reach you?
They get a hold of me at 861-6100. Go to my website, edkluska.com, Kluska. I sit down with people on the phone and describe their personality traits, strengths and weaknesses, discuss their issues with children or health or career, money, marriage, relationships, timing, parents, do a lot of timing work. That's what makes astrology different. Not only deals with people's personality and issues, but also the timing, when things get better or worse, why you're in a difficult situation right now, when things may change for the better. So that's the type of thing I do.
All right, Ed, let's get to some more pressing issues. Let's forget the election for a minute and concentrate on some important topics like my sex life. When will that pick up for me?
Well, the moon goes into Leo. That's good for you. It goes,
Moon goes into Leo.
Oh, hell, then when's that happen?
About 2:30. It's good
A moon goes. That sounds pretty erotic.
So 2:30 today, I can expect to be having sex.
Going into Leo.
Beware of Eric.
Oh, no. What the?
Wait a minute. What is the moon?
That happens that happens once a month. It's not all that unusual, but it's usually a good time for people for about 2.5 days when the moon's in our own personal sign. It changes signs about every 2.5 days, and whenever it's in our sign, it's more favorable. But there's hundreds of other influences.
Does that matter what Garrett's sign is? Does he have to be anything in particular? When's your birthday, Garrett?
April 20th.
What he does is he needs your date of birth and your time of birth, and then he can sit down with you and map your stars, dude.
4/20/88, 2:02 p.m. Let's have it, Ed. When will
He can't do it that quick.
Ed?
We can approach it here. What was the date again?
2:02 p.m.
No, what time?
Date.
What day is it?
4/20/88.
4/20/88 and 2:20 p.m.
24 very short years ago, Ed.
All right, hold on a second. 88. Yeah, that is.
So what's
It's a bad year.
What's your sign? What
I
are
don't
you?
know.
What's April? Does that
He's right
matter?
on the edge there. What time of day again?
2:02 p.m.
And what was your date of birth?
4 to 4. Jiminy, write it down.
So what zodiac are you?
I have no idea.
You don't know what you are in April?
What's in April? I have no idea. Cancer?
You're a Cancer, okay?
Yeah.
All right, what city again were you born?
88, Cincinnati.
What? Okay, hold on a second. I got it right here.
He's going to fake it.
So you are right on the edge. You are Taurus. You're about a day into Taurus. Sun conjunct Mercury.
Those are horrible cars.
Bull.
Learning, study, communication. Yeah, you should be into the arts. Good worker. Terrific worker, Eric.
He is. He is a dependable guy.
Wow.
Very productive. You've got tremendous skills here being successful. You've got a wonderful communication skill. Very charming.
He is a charming guy.
Wow.
He's just wanting to know if
This
he's
is
going to get
great, Ed.
lucky today. That's all he's wondering.
Let me
Isn't
turn
that
you up
sad?
here. Say that again,
Very
Ed.
bright.
Did you hear that, Denise?
What?
Dog, very charming.
Charming.
Charming,
Very
hard
bright.
worker,
Bright,
bright.
hard worker.
God love
Got
you,
a
Ed.
wonderful
The
horse.
bull.
Can you come
A
on
Taurus
tomorrow,
is a
Ed,
bull.
with some more information about me?
You're
Pretty
ruling.
attractive, too.
Oh,
That's
wait.
probably what's
Wait.
in there next. Is,
Your ruling
Are you
planet
up
is
there this
Venus.
afternoon?
what?
It says your ruling planet is Venus, and women are from Venus, right?
So women rule me? Is that what that means?
I'm kind of
what
reading
that
that
means.
into what I'm looking at here. I don't know. What do you think, Ed?
Jeez.
It says that his ruling planets are Venus. Does that mean it's?
Yeah, that would be true.
What's
there
kind of
you
like
go.
my cross to bear? You know, my
Denise.
crutch.
Yeah, too much charm.
Too much charm. I am charming as
You
hell,
gotta-
right, Denise?
Well,
That's
Ed,
it,
we
Garrett.
got to run. Thank you. Thanks
you're
for
the
having.
man.
Wait.
Thanks for having the guts to call the election for Obama because you're going to be wrong. But when people want to meet with you one more time, it's edkluska.com is the best way to reach you, right?
861-6100, correct.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Thanks for coming
Good luck.
on and making the Garrett's day.
I was just going to say it went straight from Obama to Garrett. How did that happen?
Do you have a traffic report?
I do. Westbound 275, there's an accident just east of Ward's Corner, and that traffic's really just stop and go right around Milford, from Milford on up past the accident. Northbound 71, you're slow right around Montgomery Road and Pfeiffer. Really, the traffic seems to be fairly light out there, considering this morning there's an accident still just dealing with that cleanup in North College Hill at Hamilton and Hollywood, Queen City between Ferguson and LaFuel, and they have cleared the other accidents. One was at 8th and Pedretti, and one was on North Bend at Worldwide Boulevard. So other than that, it just seems like lighter traffic out there this morning. You think people are taking a 4-day weekend with Election Day tomorrow? A lot of kids out of school?
Potentially.
Potentially.
Adequate
Bull,
job as always,
bull.
Denise. Thank you.
You're welcome there.
Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, I got an interesting statistic for you. If you're an average American like us, in your whole life, you're going to spend an average of 6 freaking months waiting at a red light.
Huh?
6 months of your life over your lifetime is going to be sitting at a red light. That's incredible.
That is crazy.
Man, oh, man, oh, man. Independent candidates, don't you hate them? Gary Johnson claims, and I like him in some ways, but I interviewed him. But Gary Johnson is bragging that he might have 5% of the Ohio vote and 4% of the Colorado vote. And there's a jackwagon named Virgil Good down in Virginia that got on the ballot. You know, all these guys possibly do, Ross Perot, is help somebody else win that shouldn't win.
Right.
Bill Clinton would not have been president if Ross Perot didn't run. Thank you, Ross. I'm just saying. We forgot to mention this in our newsletter, and I apologize. Gary Burbank was elected to the National Radio Hall of Fame. We got to give Burbank Oracle status for that great accomplishment. We'll join you one day.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
He's a legend in the game.
One day we will join you. You know what I'm saying? We'll be there. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we'll continue our radio superbity on election eve. And I love this song. A Bill Spry special, Supertramp. Give a little bit. That's all we need, just a little bit, on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog, on Class X Radio. One of the events that's going to happen tomorrow, today, and whatnot are lawsuits all over the place. Florida, there's been some lawsuits already filed asking for an 8-day extension of early voting. What?
Extension of early voting?
It's not early voting if it's past the election, is it? And how about that? How incredible is that you have a whole freaking month to vote, and then people say, we don't have enough time to vote. It's incredible. And what does it say about the difference between the parties that the Republicans seem to prefer to just freaking vote on Election Day like you're supposed to? But I want to take a pause from all of this presidential talk to cover a few things all around the dial, so to speak. First off, football. How many times do I have to watch, and you have to watch, your team, the Bengals, my team, the Bengals, or my team, the Cowboys, on 3rd and short, 4th and short, put everybody on the freaking line, quarterback behind the center, running back behind him, and they try to gain a yard up the middle when everybody knows they're going to run the ball up the middle. It is the stupidest thing in the world. You know what? If you need to gain a yard, spread it out and run the football. It makes no sense at all to do that. And football coaches around the country on every level do it over and over and over again. If I need 1 yard, I'm spreading out like I'm going to pass and let my running back, guess what? He has some running room. Cracks me up.
You know, I do like when they cram the box and put everybody in there and then run a little bootleg or something and let the tight end just kind of flank out.
But not run it like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
Cincinnati Business Courier reports that the Cincinnati Reds are considering what's called dynamic ticket pricing. And what that is they modify their price based upon if they're winning, if they're losing. Is it a game that nobody's going to show up at because they're playing a bad team? In other words, they'll adjust their prices up and down based upon the situation. I think that makes total perfect sense. What good does it do, for example, to have empty seats on a Tuesday night game that if you dropped your ticket prices in half, maybe you could fill it up with kids wanting to go see a Reds game? Jake, you seem to agree.
I like the idea. I think I went to 40 Reds games this year.
Really?
Did you really?
Yeah. I always buy the $5 seats and just sit wherever I like, but if the nicer seats were cheaper, I'd buy those.
There you go. Jake is Exhibit A.
There you go.
He's also a big Cyclone. How many Cyclones games?
We've been to 2 so far, but I think there's only been 3 or 4 this year.
I don't know if I could do 40 baseball games.
You don't
as much
think
as
so?
I love sports, they're still kind of boring to me. But at even NFL games, which are very exciting to me, I'd rather be at home watching it on TV. I don't know. I like that experience more.
Now, everybody knows that I am representing Sarah Jones in a lawsuit against the Dirty.com, who libeled the hell out of her when they said that she had gonorrhea, chlamydia, and had sex with every Bengal player. On Friday night at 7 p.m., get this, Sarah This is an email. As you know, Eric gave us permission to contact you directly. Not true. As you can see, I'm only sending this message to you and to Nick. I'm not copying Eric, and I'm not copying Nick's local counsel. I have a very simple yes-no question I want to ask. Would you be willing to get on the phone and talk directly to Nick to see if you guys can settle this case? What I'm proposing is a conference call between you, me, and Nick. That's it. If you would feel more comfortable with Eric on the line, that's okay with me. But this isn't the sort of discussion that requires lawyers. So if you're interested in talking, just let me know. David S. Gingras, Esquire. This is the Dirty.com's main lawyer communicating by email secretly to my client, wanting to have a conference call without me, with him and his client and my client.
Sounds a little dirty.
An incredible ethics violation. And I am filing a motion today in Judge Bertelsman's court. And my guess is Judge Bertelsman, a federal judge, is probably going to want to have Mr. Gingras show up in his court and answer some questions and I'm telling you right now, he is going to get leveled. I can't wait to watch this. Can you imagine doing that? This is, in 25 years.
I don't know law, but that just sounds shady.
In 25 years of practicing law, I've never seen anything like this in my, incredible. Trying to, and now Sarah forwarded this to me. Now, I guarantee you Gingras is like a nervous wreck now because there was no response. He's like, oops.
What would make them think they could get away with doing that, with contacting her?
Beyond me. Also on the legal front, today at 3:30, we are filing a lawsuit on behalf of some casino workers, and we'll be down at the Hamilton County Courthouse. I'm very confident that the media will be in attendance because they'd want to talk to these workers. But this is a pretty big deal, and God love these guys. They have been getting screwed by workers' comp. They've been getting screwed by the contractors. They've been getting screwed by the state of Ohio. And the Bulldog is going to go fight and get them some justice.
I saw that over the weekend. I saw it actually last night on the news that you were going to be doing something.
Yeah, we sent out a press release last week to give them the heads up. Give us a traffic report, Denise, please.
Well, westbound 275 just east of Ward's Corner. There's an accident there. It is off on the shoulder, but you're still the traffic's really not that bad out there today. That traffic's just kind of on and off your brakes from around Milford Parkway past that accident. A couple of other accidents. Cedar at Hamilton, Glenway at Cleves, Warsaw, and Washburn at Begley. So watch for a couple of problems there. And the rest of the traffic, like I said, it's really not that bad out there. At least looking at camera, 7175, you're still slow from Buttermilk to the bridge. 471 just heading inbound in that right-hand lane, especially just on the bridge. And other than that, just your typical slow spots. Not that bad, though, as normal.
No, we don't like bad.
We don't like bad. No, we don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I caught this in the newspaper. They talked to several individuals about voting, and I love this one. Diane Stanton, 59, of Cincinnati, believes marriage is between a man and a woman. Now this you talk about breaking a stereotype, so to speak. She's an African American woman. She lives in Section 8 housing and relies on government support. Okay, she waited for a viable candidate in 2008. She did not vote for Obama because she said he made my stomach nervous. I don't know why. So she didn't vote. Get this. She's going to vote for Romney because she believes the Bible makes it clear the marriage should be between a man and a woman. That's the first thing God did was make a man and a woman. Maybe it was the most important. Stanton said she wears a Romney button and gets a lot of funny looks from white people who support Obama. But she points out that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Good for you. And she says she must be obedient to the Bible. Quote, I am not going to go to hell with him just because we're both black, she said.
Damn.
Oh, my
Go,
gosh.
girl.
Oh, I love it. Let's give Oracle status to Diane Stanton.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
And now, for your listening pleasure, Radio Rock Superbity, Poco, Heart of the Night on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I had a good time Saturday night down at the Northern Kentucky NAACP annual dinner with the Godfather, Larry Grouse, yours truly, Chuck Holbrook, Icky Woods, William the Newsletter Man, and Crystal Palmer, lawyer in my office, and her engineer, Date. We had a good time down there with my African-American friends.
Brethren.
That's good.
There's a big crowd down there.
Was there?
I thought I was supposed to give the keynote address, and I had like a 30-minute speech prepared, which I didn't get to give. I was a little disappointed about that.
30 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to get up there and tell them all about Mitt Romney, what a good guy he was.
Maybe that's why
Who
they
to
didn't
vote
let you
for.
talk, huh?
Wiz was there, too. Give us a traffic report.
Well, you know what? It's just not that busy out there today. I don't know. Everybody must be taking off. Westbound 275 just east of Ward's Corner. They're cleaning that accident up. Things are actually moving very well. Cedar at Hamilton, Glenway at Cleves, Warsaw, and Washburn at Begley. Those are the only accidents left over, and really not seeing a whole lot of problems out there. 7175 still a little slow from Buttermilk on down to the bridge. Really probably even more like Dixie. Wait a minute. Let me take a quick look backwards. See, I got to look at these cameras. Yeah, pretty much more from like just north of Buttermilk to the bridge. How about that?
All right.
Okay.
I have received a text message. As everybody knows, I am readily available for my clients and my fans. And there was a client that texted me yesterday while I was at Kroger, Super Kroger in Walton, soon coming Independence, with the wife, helping her with the grocery shopping, when I received some text messages from somebody who was asking me what they should do under a circumstance. In this particular circumstance, there was a vehicle left. And then the police and they went home. And the police the next day are trying to find out who was driving it, and yada, yada, yada. Well, I want to tell you something, folks. I want to give you a great piece of advice for you and all your loved ones. You never, ever, 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 ever have to talk to the police. Ever. Ever. If you're a witness, if you're a target, it makes no difference. There is no law that requires you to talk to the police. So, if the police, for example, are trying to prove something, chances are, especially if you're guilty, you talking to them does you no good. And if you make up lies or you try to manipulate, all you do is create inconsistencies. I want to say this again. You never have to talk. Listen to this. They say, well, if you don't talk to us, we're going to haul you down. Let them haul you down. Well, you better talk to us or we're going to do X, Y, and Z. I'll let them do it. You do not. They're bluffing. They're lying. Maybe they can haul you down for questioning. They can arrest you. But guess what? They got to let you go unless they got a crime to charge you with. Do not make it easy on them. You do not have to talk to police. It cracks me up. This, okay? Police do this. Police will do this to you. They'll say, they don't have anything. They don't have squat. And they get you to talk or other people to talk. And then they freaking laugh at you because they got all they need because you dumbasses spoke to them. It cracks me up. If you are being investigated for something and you're guilty, or the witnesses that you have evidence, your buddies, guess what? No one has to talk to them. Say, sorry, we're not talking. And you're home free. You're home free. It's really, really that simple. Now, if you're innocent, sometimes it's good to talk. Why? To head it off at the pass. Cooperate and show that you're not. Because unlike what usually happens, if you're innocent, you usually aren't charged. There are exceptions, okay? Because why? Because the cops sometimes don't care about the truth. They care about getting somebody. And they might have a hidden agenda to, quote unquote, get somebody. Pretty interesting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, David Dooley, for example, my client out in Boone County, who desperately wants to talk to the media. Pretty different. When we come back after the break, I just want everybody to know that I think it's very appropriate. Give another traffic report because you're not going to get to give one the next break.
Okay. Well, I mean, really, it's just pretty quiet. We just have that accident they're working on clearing up westbound 275 just east of Ward's Corner. So just watch for that, and you've got some on and off traffic there. It's just a little slow in that spot. 7175 is the slowest spot I'm seeing, and that is heading from Buttermilk on down to the bridge.
When we come back, I'm going to give a 5-minute closing argument on election eve of why you should not vote for Barack Obama and why you should vote for Mitt Romney. Until then, Boz Scaggs, Lido Shuffle, which reminds me of the time I went to Lido Beach in Italy. I was 13. Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog, on Class X Radio. I want to tell you something, folks. You know, in the practice of law, when you present a case in the courtroom or to an insurance company or to opposing counsel, it's all about the facts and it's all about the evidence. And, you know, I was going to write a book. I'm going to write a book one day. It's going to be called Self-Interest. And what I have discovered living my life is that it seems to me that everybody looks out for their own self-interest. And sometimes that's just pure reality that has to be, which makes sense. I mean, I do. You do. You know, you have to worry about your job, worry about paying your bills, worrying about your personal life, worrying about your kids, self-interest. But self-interest comes in many shapes and sizes, different situations. But I can honestly say that I fail to understand how anybody without a self-interest could ever vote for Barack Obama for re-election. For example, if you are someone who is dependent upon the federal government across the board for every little thing, your self-interest, you're going to vote for Barack Obama. If you're someone who likes having unemployment benefits extended over and over and over again for 2 years, you're going to vote for Barack Obama. I don't get it at all, but despite the fact that the economy has been harsh on the black community more than any others, if you're a black person, well, you're going to vote for Barack Obama because, by golly, he's the first black president, and you just got to vote for him. If you are a raging liberal, well, or socialist, well, you got to vote for Barack Obama because he's just your guy. But it is impossible for any rational voter who sits back and has no self-interest or any of those categories that I just described and want to vote for Barack Obama over Mitt Romney in the best interests of them in the long run or best interests of the country. I mean, there are so many issues that standing by themselves, you should not vote for Barack Obama. The debt, United States credit, downgraded for the first time. Obama lashes out at George Bush about the national debt and increased it more than everybody combined, including George Bush. You have a budget deficit of over $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion submitted. Doesn't even try to balance the budget. How can you add $1 trillion to the deficit and the debt and not be held accountable? Are you kidding me? Energy independence. He declared war on oil. He declared war on coal. He declared war on energy when we have the unique opportunity to be energy independent. And as I told my dad years ago, and Romney, it's number one on his list, I feel like a prophet, is the one place that can create jobs. See, we had the computer in the 1990s and 2000s. We had the computer age, creating all those new jobs. I said the only place that can create new jobs is energy. And it will, and it can. Barack Obama is against it. Immigration, nothing. Obamacare, he said our health care costs were going to go down. Instead of going down 2,000, they're up 3,000 on average. Middle class, jobs, crisis. Gas, doubled. Health insurance costs, up. Food prices, up. I mean, you can go on and on and on. Oh, The world, Russia, knows we're weak. Iran mocks us. Libya, first time forever an ambassador and Americans are killed. And they know it, and they don't do anything. They don't send help. It's going to be a scandal that's going to follow him after the election. Israel turned his back. North Korea, get away with anything they want to do. Syria, blood everywhere. Egypt, a brother Muslimhood in control. I mean, it goes on and on and on. You evaluated president based upon Afghanistan, 70,000 troops still there, and he says we're ending this war? Are you kidding me? Iraq, pulling them out? No. You evaluate a president both on domestic and foreign policy. This guy is a disaster, a walking, talking disaster, and a liar. I mean, he just plain flat out lies. You know me. I'll tell you the truth. He talks about transparency. No, he doesn't. He's not transparent at all. And then you look at the fact that John McCain gave him a free ride relative to his background. You watch 2016 and see how they lay out the anti-colonialist attitude of this guy and his background relative to his father and his mother and everything else. Like the Scorpion story, he can't help it. He is a Muslim-leaning socialist. He voted more liberal than Bernie Sanders from Vermont, the only socialist in the U.S. Senate. That was his voting record in the U.S. Senate, one term. And you look at Mitt Romney's record. He increased jobs in Massachusetts. He worked with the Democratic legislature to deal with health care. He saved the Winter Olympics, Salt Lake City, and for years to come. He has success in job creation and in business. And despite running against the dirtiest political machine ever, have we heard one scandalous bone fall out of Romney's closet that shows a lack of integrity or infidelity? No. He's solid as a rock. And in my opinion, is going to be a great president. Can be a great president. You union workers out there that want to just vote to protect those pensions and protect everything that you got relative to union, well, you go ahead and freaking do that. And if you help reelect this guy, you won't have a job before long, much less a pension. You just watch what happens. Cut off your nose to spite your face. That's what you're going to be doing if you elect elect Barack Obama. You know what I've decided? I coined this phrase over this weekend. It just came to me. For you to vote for Barack Obama, you have to either be dependent on government, you have to be a flaming liberal, you have to just be naive, or you have to be intellectually blind. Intellectually blind. Because any American with their eyes wide, I forgot military. Look what he's going to do to the military. And these tough times around the world, he's going to slash and burn our freaking military. In a time we should not be doing that. You have to be intellectually blind to vote for this guy. So tomorrow when you wake up, if I've helped over the past few months change anybody's mind or convince anybody to go out to vote, then I've done my job. Because this is not an exaggeration. You help reelect Barack Obama, it's over. The power that he has with regulations and as commander-in-chief, it could get scary. All right. That's my end of my radio superbity. What song do we? Oh, we got George Harrison. What is life? Go vote tomorrow, folks. Every dog has their day. I hope tomorrow is Romney's.